All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is EternalMMA lightweight champion and former kind of nearly UFC fighter, Quillan Salkilld. He recently was booked for a fight, Road to UFC, which is kind of like an offset to the UFC, kind of like a contender series, kind of like a looking for a fight. Basically, he was nearly in a UFC event. And something kind of unique happened where he made weight, his opponent made weight, but another fight on the card, the guy didn't make weight. And so Quillan's opponent got taken from his fight and given to that guy. And so that left Quillan without a fight. So he's nearly kind of almost UFC event was gone as quickly as it popped up. And look, now he's back defending his Australian MMA title, the EternalMMA lightweight championship. He'll be doing it at HBF Stadium October 30 against Brett Pastore. Now, it's a nice fight because Quillan's an absolute stud. Now, I don't know much about his opponent because as much as I pretend to know a whole lot, I do not. We'll be chatting with his opponent in the coming days, so we're going to find out more about him. But it's more about Quillan Salkilld and about how even though he's at the top, he will fight anyone. He says yes before he even knows who the opponent is. He's well known for that. He basically has grown up in Eternal. From his very first fight, I think it was in the Gold Coast in like 2018 or 2019. Fast forward, and he's 24, 23, 24, and he's very, very close to the UFC. A couple more fights, and he will be there. But look, he's an absolute stellar kid. He's getting more and more swagger each day as he gets better and earns the right, as he says. But look, it's a good chat. We chat about some of his teammates coming back, his gym building, of course, his management, his coaches, all really starting at the bottom not too long ago, and they've all exploded up ever since. But look, it's going to be a crack of a fight. I think head up to EternalMMA.com to find out more on how you can get tickets, or just Google it, EternalMMA 80. And use the ticket code Salkilld, SALKILLD. But yeah, without further ado, or of course you can get UFC on Fight Pass, UFC Fight Pass, and just search EternalMMA around that time. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the EternalMMA lightweight champion. Oh yeah, also I start this interview with probably like the worst English you'll ever hear, but look, we'll just ignore it and power through. Ladies and gentlemen, Quillan Salkilld. Before I get you, October 28th. It's October 28th, not October 30. Great start to the chat, Mitchell. Anyway, here's Quillan Salkilld. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the show, Quillan Salkilld, the EternalMMA lightweight champion. Dude, welcome.
What's up, Mitchell? Thanks for having me.
Now, you finally got a fight. Brett Pastore. Now, you're going to be at home, Perth, HBF Stadium. How stoked are you to defend the belt at home?
Over the moon. So happy we got a match up, and especially like an international guy coming over. It's it's gonna be fireworks. I'm really happy to be headlining this event.
Now, you're really well known for literally fighting anyone, anytime. You would just say yes. But, I mean, you're literally as close to the UFC as you possibly can be. And you're taking a fight on like 3 weeks' notice of a guy that is a crafty American. I mean, he's training out of Tiger Muay Thai, and he is as good as anyone. There's no name value in the sense of Australian MMA guys. It's virtually kind of like an unknown. Now, worldwide, probably a tougher fight than most of the guys you could get. But if he just kind of comes in, beats you, bounces off, sort of, it kind of feels like it's fumbled a little bit. Why didn't you sort of wait for a more, I don't know, favorable matchup?
Well, first of all, that's not going to happen. That belt's going to stay right here in Australia. It's going nowhere. And no, I'm not here. I'm not going to be waiting around. I'm impatient. I want to fight. I want to rack up the wins. And especially after the last one, my fight got pulled at the the last second. So I've been really, really itchy, and we've been, really, just really looking forward to getting a fight. And I'm definitely not waiting till next year. I want one more before the end of the year.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, you got the call to fight kind of in the UFC, as we talked. You were on like the undercard of the road to UFC. You weren't in the tournament, but you were fighting a guy, but it was in the UFC, but it technically wasn't the UFC. You weight cut, you're getting ready for your kind of UFC fight. Then run us through what happens.
Oh, yeah. So pretty much everything went according to plan. Weighed in, rehydrated. Then we come back for the face-offs like an hour later, and then I hear a little bit of like commotion going on, and then pretty much I got called outside by Sean Shelby, and pretty much just tells me that I'm not fighting. So he said that one of the guys in the main lightweight tournament fight, one of the guys missed weight and wasn't medically cleared to fight as well. So they had to replace him with my opponent, leaving me with no one. So it was quite, it was very shit. But stuff like that happens at times.
Do you now hate that guy that missed weight?
Yeah. He took a massive opportunity away from me. Yeah. So hatred.
Yes. Did you still get paid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
they still paid me. Yeah, so it wasn't all bad. Yeah.
Did you get to kind of go to Sean Shelby? Like, was there almost like a little bit of guilt there, where you were like, yes, I can use this for the future?
Yeah, maybe. He owes me a fight.
Do you feel like, I mean, before that fight, they might be watching you, they might not. Like, you would know for a fact they are watching you in this fight.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know has there been any communication about like, Quill, you win this fight, bloody, you're right back in here, or is it literally as if it never happened?
What I need more is just more experience, more fights. That's the only thing holding me back. So I know within a few more, I'm in there. I'm at the doorstep.
Does it feel weird to have been so close to your dream and then had it like sort of snatched away, albeit kind of earlier than you expected? Or is it really like just lit a fire under you that you were actually so close?
Yeah, it did hurt, but look, I know it's going to happen. So I'm not, I'm not too down about what happened. I was so close. I know it's going to happen soon. So it really, it doesn't matter. As long as I, have fights lined up, I'm happy, man.
And how good does it feel? I mean, you really are. I mean, you've bounced around in other combat sports and in other promotions, but you really are like an Eternal boy. You started with Eternal. You won the belt. You get to defend the Eternal belt. How good does it feel to conquer a promotion?
Oh, it feels good. Started right at the bottom and now at the top. So yeah, it's great. Like, especially being able to headline the first Eternal event. It's going to be great.
What does it mean to you to have the promotion fly a guy internationally for you?
Oh, it's good. It means they they care for me. They really want to see me fight, especially in Perth. There was we tried quite a few guys in Australia, all had their reasons, couldn't fight. So yeah, they looked elsewhere, and it's great. I really appreciate them being able to fly someone in for me.
And you're notoriously known for just saying yes, regardless of who it is. You really almost don't care. Is that true? Like, do they throw names at you, or are you just always automatically yes?
Yeah, it's always yes. Whatever name they offer, I just say yeah. I don't care who it is, really. Like, whatever name they offer, I'm always, go through Ramel and Jazz first, and then they ask me, and I'm always thumbs up. And as are they as well. They're always thumbs up too.
Well, I mean, you mentioned your head coach Ramel and Luestro Combat Academy, Jasmine, your manager. you're almost kind of Romel's first great fighter that he's built up. You Jasmine's first great fighter that she's built up. How does
Yeah.
it feel to kind of all grow together at the grassroots level to now nearly at the UFC level?
Yeah, it's great. It's been a wicked journey so far. Very first session with with Ramel way back 2018. The start, I still remember he showed Das chokes and guillotine from front headlock. Still remember the techniques, and I still use them to this day. The exact same things he showed. So yeah, it's been a great journey to be there. Literally day one, and we're gonna ride this out with the team till the wheels fall off.
And now, not only have the wheels fallen off, you've helped a lot of people get the wheels back on. Dan Jones, Luke Jones coming back after 4 years. You've even got Toby Smith looking reinvigorated, Muay Thai legend in the gym. I mean, how pumping is the gym right now?
The gym is popping off. Like, oh, you should see the sparring days, man. It's hectic. We would get a gate, people paying to come and watch. Like, it's so, yeah, you look around on the mat and there's no easy rounds whatsoever. And then like you said, we got Toby Smith in the gym running Muay Thai classes, and it's a wicked time to be at Lustra Combat Academy.
I mean, he beat John Wayne Parr. He's like the greatest we've ever had. Like, what is it like to get guys that specialize in those areas, and do you share wisdom?
Yeah, it's very humbling when it is very humbling when there's guys that are that high level at that one aspect, and say you spar with them or clinch with them, and they just throw you around. And it's such a great thing to have these like legends in the gym, and passing down their knowledge for us.
Are you at the point now where you feel confident to sort of, like run your own MMA class or like coach someone else?
I can run classes, but I don't think I could build someone up. Like, I don't have the time and patience for that. Like, okay, I don't have the patience with someone to actually like coach someone like from like the ground level. But I can run classes. Yeah, I'm confident in that.
Now, this one's weirdly personal, but you got the UFC pay. Was that UFC level pay?
It was good pay. Yeah, it was.
I was going to say, now I've got the question of, did your parents take it off the bill?
No, I took them out to a good dinner. That's it. I'm keeping that. In the savings. Don't need a. Yeah, it's It was a good payday.
Have you ever sort of sat back and thought about almost like how much money per how much you've trained per how much like you're gonna need to make to go, this was all worth it?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot, man. I'm gonna need millions. I would have that Conor McGregor style fucking yacht and shit. Like that's the plan. One day, I'm gonna be living pretty.
I mean, we go back to your Perth fight. You were the guy that, we weren't sure if he deserved the title shot. I mean, some idiot said that. Don't know who said that.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what he's talking about. But then you go out, you beat Blake Donnelly. It's a party. You beat him in under a minute. It's great. The underdog. He's on top. Now you're the guy essentially coming back from the UFC. But you have to win this fight. Do you now feel the pressure?
Yeah, of course. There's going to be pressure. Like this. You've got an American trying to come over and take this Aussie belt. And I'm not going to let that happen, especially in front of all my friends and family at home. It's there's I guess you'd say there's pressure involved, but once we get in that cage, all the pressure it dissipates. So only for now.
When it comes to putting on a show in front of Perth and your hometown, or fighting, I mean, you're about to fight overseas and over East and whatnot. Do you prefer to fight at home, or would you rather fight like without any distractions?
It doesn't really matter, but at home, obviously it is better. Like hearing the crowd's bit louder, and like last time out had some of the crowd boo boo Blake Donnelly, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, like all the kids, and he got some boos, so it was pretty cool to experience that. Yeah.
Now, your mum was in the front row when you beat Blake
Yeah.
Donnelly. What's that like? I mean, she obviously she must be so nervous and almost so scared. But I mean, how does it feel to obviously have your mum in the front row?
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if my mum gets nervous. She doesn't seem nervous. That she seems always pumped. I can see my old man gets nervous, but yeah, my mum is number one fan. You know, always has been and always will be. And you know, I hear her in there sometimes, or mainly back in the day, in amateur days, I used to be able to actually like hear her in the crowd like screaming, like during the fights and that. It was it was funny, but yeah, she's calmed down a little bit now during the fights. It's only afterwards she explodes.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's the thing now. That's the thing.
Oh mate. And like I said, like how much are you've fought in many promotions around, and you've been around. You've helped corner other promotions. What is it like fighting for Eternal? Like, I mean, like I said, you started your career here. You then get to now hold the belt. You know, have you seen it grow from over the last couple of years to now it feels like the organization that it is?
Yeah, it's the best promotion out there, you know, in Oz, and you know, seeing it come from the Italian club, and now at HBF Stadium, and when that thing gets packed out, it is so great to be a part of. Like walking out and seeing everything packed out, everyone's cheering. It's there's nothing else like it.
If you walked out there and there was 17 people in the crowd, would you feel personally responsible?
I probably would, yeah. There won't be. It'll be packed out.
No. I've always wondered that like you're the main event, especially because, you know, you're taking on a guy internationally. It's like everyone there, if it's the biggest Eternal card of all time, it's because of you. If it's the least attended Eternal card, it kind of feels like it's all you, even though there's so many other factors involved. But as the main event guy, as the champion, as the only Australian in the main event, surely you've got to feel that level of sort of responsibility.
Yeah. It's gonna. Yeah, if it didn't go to plan, I'd find someone to blame anyway. But it'll be packed out. It's all gonna go according to plan.
Now, what did you learn in your short little stint in the UFC that you've brought back?
I just learned how things were run then. So pretty much our schedule and everything that we did, the UFC guys pretty much did the exact same. The whole fight week, the whole process, all like the media stuff was the exact same. You know, we just didn't get like people coming around like interviewing us really. That was like the only thing. But getting to see how the big show was run and how they treat the fighters, like we got treated very well. So I can't wait to go back.
And sorry to touch on it again, but after Sean Shelby was like, you're not fighting, I mean, have they messaged you since, been like, hey man, what you up to? Or is it literally just like, hey, thanks for coming, see you later, we might call you in?
Oh yeah, pretty much. Like it's hard with I reckon it's 4-1, so it's the thing they said was you just need like a bit more experience. Like at the time it was good, like my record with my opponent's record, like everything fell into place. But actually like getting me in there now with having a record of only 4-1, it's it's gonna be hard. So I just need to build up the fights, and then I know I'm straight in there.
And let's say you take Brett out quite convincingly, like I'm assuming you have in your head that that's the way it's going to go. When do you want to get back in there? Like, are you trying to get as many fights as you can so that when the UFC does call again, you've got those fights lined up?
Yeah, I think there's a February, March next year. I think that's the next, Eternal shows that are going to rock back up. So yeah, I'll be looking to get on that as well straight away.
Are you looking forward to like the David Martinez fight, or is there anyone else out there that in Australian MMA that you're like, man, I really want to get in the cage with you before I do make the big leap?
Yeah, I'd like Martinez and Josh Togo. They're the two top guys. Yeah. And we tried them both. As you know, Martinez is not cleared to fight on the date, and Togo has something else lined up at the moment. So after this fight, for me, Martinez, Togo, and then I think I'm right there in the UFC.
I like it, mate. Even the confidence level of you has changed immensely, and I would implore everyone to go back and watch our previous chats. You've got a different type of swagger now. It's like you got the belt.
The belt
swagger.
No,
you do, mate. You've got this like little bit of UFC, little bit of like title swagger. I like it.
Yeah.
I believe I've even seen, and I've actually even asked your manager, Jasmine, if you manage your Instagram, because every now and then there's a little like, they'll smash all of them. And I'm like, is that Quillan?
This little bit's leaking out, you know. Try to stay humble, mate. Stay humble.
Do you enjoy a bit of that now? Like obviously a little bit of like you've not been a media guy when you first started, but obviously you've been in front of a camera like a fair bit lately. Are you starting to enjoy it a bit more?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a bit. And I think acting, brash and like cocky, you gotta earn that right. And now as the champ, I get to let loose a little bit more, but not go overboard and look like a dickhead. Like
No, I like it. Now, with your opponent, Brett Pastore, your head coach from Melbourne, Australia, well known for studying, doing more studies of fights than he ever did in school. But what has he told you to watch out for, and what's sort of the preparation going in?
Yeah, the preparation is going to be, fighting a southpaw, a little bit shorter than me. He's gonna come to wrestle. I know that. Since once I start landing shots on him, he's going to be shooting. I don't think he has too much. Or I don't think I have to worry about too much. Sorry, in terms of like his finishing ability. I think he's just going to be like a tough guy, just coming forward the whole time.
And I know it's a weird one, but do you have a sort of prediction for how quick this fight's going to end, if it's going to end?
Going to go 2 rounds max.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Now, mate, before I let you go, give us a time. What's the date? What's the year that Quillan Salkilld is in the UFC?
My plan's been to get to the UFC before I'm 25. So it is next year. It's the very end of next year, I turn 25. On the 28th of December, I turn 25 next year. So 2024 is the year I get into the UFC.
Love it, mate. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck, and I will be there. Or look, if you can't be there, watch it on UFC Fight Pass. Or I believe is it Ticketek? Use your name as the code. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, use the code Salkilld in all caps as the code.
Beautiful. All right, thanks so much, mate. Take it easy.
Thanks, Mitchell.